to Downtime Activities, and welcome back to the Devils of the West game. When last we left our rootin' tootin' cowboy shooting cowpokes, they had just decided to go fishing using the ranger as bait in an old ghoul hole. A strange pit, very narrow to crawl through, found in a cemetery that's been having bodies get desecrated recently, and inside of which the ranger, along with the old man Jeffers over here, the two of them tied to a rope went in, and one of you got your face clawed up pretty good and nearly got pulled deeper into this strange and scary chasm. And I believe at the end of the previous session, the thought process was, how do we do this different? And that's where we'll pick right back up. You guys have gotten out of the hole. You're a little worse for wear, a little freaked out, but alive and well. And it's time to come up with a solution for this strange problem.
Well, if I know anything about fishing, when it doesn't work the first time, try a different lure.
Fair.
I call it dynamite.
Why? Why did I go with you?
No, we are not tying somebody else to a rope and sitting them down the ghoul hole.
Down the ghoul hole.
To get into this hole.
I mean, I can bring Sam. We can just
Gotta
set him near the.
ghoul.
We can set him near the hole and just shoot him.
I mean, I'm not against buying a crate of dynamite and using that to solve the problem. The problem is, I don't think we can, justify that to the Rangers.
Or to the family whose
I don't care about them.
whose remains of their loved ones are sitting right above this here pit.
Look,
Yeah,
monster
people get-
I'm
hunting
sure
is
they'll
more
understand
important
it was
than
for science.
mausoleums.
People get pretty
I
mad.
just don't want us to all...
Is there a river in this town? Is there like a water source or some kind of?
You would love to imprison.
Not like I mean, you could. There's certainly water sources somewhat nearby. There's not like this isn't alongside the Colorado. If that's what you're asking.
I was thinking maybe we
It's in
could.
southeastern Colorado. For what that's
Flood them
flood
out.
the- Yeah.
Is there any hoses?
That's what you do with like bowls and stuff.
Yeah,
So
we
just-
need a pump.
Need a bucket.
Yeah.
Bunch
I
of
think
hoses.
we could chase down that lead, see if we can't talk to like. Does this town have like running water? Sorry, that's kind of a deep.
Probably not.
It's kind of a
This
deep
time
question.
frame? Probably not.
Okay, well then maybe not. If there aren't like water mains to use or anything like that.
It would be. There's not going to be like a fire hydrant that you'll latch up to with a hose probably and be able to like flow down into this thing. It would be tricky to source an adequate amount of water and have it enter into this quickly enough, I think, to fill it with water.
Do we have access to kerosene?
Sure, you could probably
How
find.
much kerosene?
How about shovels?
I'm pretty
Do
sure
it a
I
barrel?
have a. I'm pretty sure I have a little bit on my mule. No, I don't. Of all the things I have,
Let me pull up.
I don't
let me
have
pull up
kerosene.
The rule book and see price-wise what they've got in there for stuff like this.
Maybe we can like make the hole bigger and dig it up, and during daytime, and then like wait for them to come out. Be like bonk them when they like try to come out, and keep digging and getting in there. And
Yeah, we just can't really dig up the whole cemetery.
not just that little hole, not the whole cemetery. Just I don't know how big the hole is. You know how big the
It's
hole.
quite big. quite big.
I just,
And yet, at the same time, very compact.
small.
It's small.
I'm just worried about
Which might actually work pretty well if we smoked them out. Instead of using water, we used like smoke.
They're dead.
Do ghouls need oxygen?
You haven't the darndest. Well, I don't reckon you ever met a ghoul before.
I reckon I shot one, and he got clawed by one, and that's about as far as our interaction goes.
Sure.
I'm just worried about... Look, I'm all for monster hunting. I'm just worried about, how much are we going to be able to get away with here without having to explain ourselves to your boss?
That's fair.
Or, conversely, do we just explain ourselves to your boss? And
See
does he
how that
believe
goes.
us? Don't take the old man to try and explain that we're fighting monsters.
Maybe you should leave him.
We're fucking what now? There ain't no such thing as monsters.
You want to crawl down in that hole, old man?
Nah, my joints ain't what they used to.
Not on accounts of the monsters, but on accounts of my arthritis, I can't do that.
Jerry tries to squat, just crack.
Let's see. Lantern oil is 10 cents a gallon.
Fibromyalgia.
So that's certainly an option.
That's definitely affordable.
A fuse is only 5 cents a foot. If you want to use that. Plastic caps are cheap. Dynamite's $3 per stick. If you want to go that route.
Nope.
We gonna get in a lot of trouble if we do that. We could put a ghoul girl down there and be like, I'm a girl.
No. You put Bugs Bunny dressed as a girl.
Right. You want to go the Bugs Bunny route.
You ghoul boys.
Fish them out that way.
I didn't know we was going catfishing. I mean, we could. I mean, like
You go ahead and stick your hand in there and see what happens, catfishing boy.
like a 50-gallon barrel of lamp oil would only cost us $5. But for all we know, that might also be hard to explain to.
I mean,
We don't have
we
the
can just say
plan.
there was like a
It was methane gas.
I just think that sooner or later, we're gonna run into something where we're gonna have to explain to your boss what we're doing. And
I'll
do we
go.
want to try and do that now, or
I say I like the lantern oil idea. It was when I was going down that hole. Was it like a downward slope?
Slightly.
Okay.
Definitely, you had to kind of curve it. It kind of downward slope and then kind of felt like it flattened out, but it's hard to really tell when you're like chest to back, army crawling through a pit.
I got you.
You definitely felt like for those of you who were pulling, it felt like you were pulling uphill.
Yes.
I mean, let's just track down one of those oil wagons from Red Dead.
There you
The
go.
ones that we accidentally shoot and blow up our bounties all the time.
Oh yeah.
Let's just track down one of those, hook up a hand pump to it, just start
Yeah.
pumping oil down the hole.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Because it's like in a hole, and if you set it on fire, it's in a hole into the ground.
And hopefully, it's
Yeah.
the people buried here weren't buried with dynamite or something.
Yeah.
Old powder keg Steve.
Pops always loved his dynamite. We had to send him out how he
We
lived.
buried him with 2 full crates. Right there in his coffin. Ain't
That's how I
never
want
seen
buried.
more respectful pallbearers. They're taking every step so slowly.
And it's not even like a casket, it's just like a dude in a corpse in a chair with 2 arms slung over crates of dynamite. That's how I want to go out.
I'd be buried that way.
Do that, send me out to sea and shoot the fucking crate.
Yeah, exactly. Just I want to go down and like in my casket, I'm like this with just holding 2 sticks of dynamite.
Like a
Tied to the
fuse
casket.
set to the lid. Open it. They pull it open, then go. Oh, God.
Dead men tell no tale.
That's right.
Or you just hire a cool looking Viking. Boat.
There you go.
Come find out the way, really.
Way this is going, you're lucky to leave a corpse at all. Yeah, I think we'll go and talk to the boss man in the morning, and I'll send. I like the lantern oil idea. I'll send the rest of the hooligans out to get the lantern oil and a pump.
Are you looking directly at me when you say this?
Well, I'm talking to the group. it'll be the Professor, Grimes, and what's your character's name?
Jeffers.
I ain't telling you.
Jefferson.
Know about now.
His name belongs to the Lord, not to the federal government. According to him.
Guys, 10 years ago today.
Last session.
I'll send you 3 out to get some lantern oil and a pump. like a hand pump, and we'll see what we can do.
What am I gonna do?
You're just helping.
Am I coming?
You're helping. Were you not paying attention to a single word I was saying?
You didn't name me, sir.
Yes, I did. It's a Professor Grimes.
Oh, yeah, you did.
And then I was like, Schooler, what's your character's name? Because I forgot. A conversation I said like 3 seconds ago.
Hey, the boy's got a concussion. Cut him some slack.
I'm just a little dumb at the moment.
Yeah, I think that's a good plan for you guys.
This was kind of in the middle of the night that you
Yeah,
did
we
this
should
first.
probably
I guess it wasn't. It was early in the night.
Yeah,
that
we
this all
should
went down.
probably keep watch, just to make sure ghouls don't terrorize the graveyard tonight.
That's fair.
We can shoot any others that decide it doesn't.
Well, they come out of this hole.
Right. That's true. I did not. We found this hole and just assumed this was the entrance. We did not search around for other ghoul holes. Can I make it quick? Should it be easier in the daylight?
Yeah,
Do it in daylight. That way I don't get kidnapped by ghouls or something.
it's true. Hey, I found another goal.
Standing there pointing to it, and then you just reach out
Yeah.
to everything.
It'd be rough like that. It's rough out here in these mean streets.
You're in the graveyard, not even on the streets. So you guys are going to keep watch on this hole for the remainder of the eve through the night,
Yeah.
and morning will come without anything attempting to leave the hole.
Alright.
I'd like to do it because it's kind of like in the base, like under like the bottom edge of a wall around this like mausoleum, right? I'd like to kind of just circle the wall and look through the underbrush all around to see if there's any more ghoul holes.
Okay, go ahead and that one will be a notice. Look for just to spot holes.
Looking for holes.
Looking for goals and
2.
Nah.
You don't find none?
No holes here, officer.
I don't find it. If we pour a bunch of oil lantern on down there, light it, and there's just fire shooting up all through the graveyard.
Then it's mission accomplished.
About to turn this graveyard into the fire swamp. You wait till the ROUSs start showing up.
Can I try to see if I can notice any holes?
Sure.
Yeah? Okay, so if I notice.
Don't forget your negative for your concussion.
Dang!
It's a tree. What's her negative?
One.
Any
So
injuries do you have?
Minus 1.
2.
How many wounds do you have left? It's a -1 per wound, I believe.
So a 1.
So 1.
You're still very
You
injured.
like loop the whole place, and you're like, wait, am I even at the? Where's the original? You can't even find the first one that you just helped someone pull out of. You're like, I think the whole might have collapsed. It's gone, and you're standing right next to it.
Oh my.
Suppose I'm like 2.
Oh, yeah, you should.
You have a D8 of notice? Shit. This is, I forgot. I'm like, this is what I have 15.
You also don't notice any other holes.
Good. Wow. Whew, I was worried it was because I was stupid.
If I would have rolled 16, then I would have found some.
Oh yeah, there's
Yeah.
just
You did have a -13 on that roll due to outstanding circumstances.
What for the ghouls went and filled all the holes in.
There's just all these ghouls wear hats and that are like have mud strapped to the top of them, and they stick their head in the hole, and then whenever light comes out, like it just.
Well, they've just gone World War II Japanese style, and they've got wooden hatches covered in dirt and brush, so they can just like.
You have seen that they're smart. They're smart enough to not fall for your traps.
Well, smart enough not to see a noose and go.
Well, then they pulled. They intentionally triggered it, or at least they tugged on it and it triggered it. It wasn't intentional.
All right. So we're going over to the captain. You guys, I'll pay for whatever it is.
Pay for what?
However much the supplies cost.
$5.
Pretty much as much lantern oil as you can get.
Yeah. I think $5 worth should probably do it. I would think. If we need more, then there's a different problem. The problem's more out of our scope.
Sounds the great lantern oil shortage of confluencity.
Where were you when the
What we
Great
got?
Lantern shortage hit?
They ran out of lantern oil.
Where are you?
In 1881, a bunch of people bought
Both bad.
all of the lantern oil in Confluent City, dumped it down a hole, and lit it on fire.
They said they were trying to kill the devil.
That's one of those weird, like, historical notes that you're like,
Man, people are weird.
it's
People have always been weird.
It's true. I mean, if you looked at actual history, I'm sure you could find a weirder situation than that.
you mean like the time more than once when an emperor had his army march down to the sea and
Stab it.
Stab the ocean to
because
fight
he was at
Poseidon.
war with Poseidon?
Get him! Get him! Alright.
Just imagining people stabbing.
Stabbing all the beach.
Take that, Poseidon!
Just clearly take it.
All right.
What I want to know is, were there any losses in that war? Did anybody wade out too far
There
and drown?
Armor's
There
heavy,
probably
right?
was.
Accidents
It would
happen.
have been great.
Yeah, so I guess, yeah, those.
You got a guy in your platoon you didn't like, and you just brained him through an arm back. Poseidon got one! Over here, boy!
With that historical footnote over, like, yeah, I guess we're going to talk to the captain, and they're going to go source some. Hey, Chris.
So you guys going to sleep at all during this day, or?
I thought we'd take it in shifts to watch.
Well, I don't think anything will come out during the day. Oh, you mean
I
at
mean,
night?
during,
Oh,
yeah,
that makes
if we
sense.
slept during the night, is we could take in shifts. There's enough of us that
In the graveyard, or?
in the graveyard, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know, sleeping rough.
Sleeping rough? You've done it before. Okay.
That's a fair point.
So the two of you are heading over to the ranger's office, and three of you are going to source some lantern oil.
And a hand pump. Important.
We'll start with the ranger's office. So you arrive at the ranger's office. It's there as it was.
Oh! The Ghouls snuck up in the night and stole the whole office. It's just a big hole now.
They just dug underneath it.
Hey, these bastards are smart.
We'll go talk to Captain Fox.
Okay. You are able to get access through one way or another to get a appointment with Captain Fox. It's not like a scheduled thing. That's basically like, you busy, Captain? Oh, all right, you can head on in. You're a ranger. You can talk to him.
There we go.
He's gonna. You figured out who our grave robbers are yet?
In a manner of speaking, I've got like a claw mark on my face. Or like
Badgers, huh? My guess was badgers.
of a sort.
Honey badgers?
Reaching for the emergency phone. Honey badgers, we're only back up for this.
Captain, I'm not quite sure how to go about telling you this. But we're
Do you wanna start with what actually happened in Rascatoon?
it's a good place to start. Well, I'd like to start with this. We've both been working out on some strange cases in the past. I'm sure you have your own history of things that didn't seem
Natural.
explainable in certain circumstances.
There's plenty of weird out there. Get to your point.
I think we have a whole graveyard full of weird going on here, sir.
Well, I mean, people digging up and scraping meat off of dead folk, I'd say that's pretty strange.
I wouldn't say people in the strictest sense here.
Will you
sir.
speak plainly to me, boy? I'm starting to lose my patience with this whole situation. I may be sitting behind a desk, but I have no time for silliness. What are you talking about here? Deal with me straight.
Well, sir, I believe they're called ghouls. Young lady, if you'd like to help me out here, explain what you know of a ghoul.
I mean, it's essentially a form of undead. They feast on corpses, dig them up, they're living in the graveyard. The first one we shot, I hit dead center with a 45-70 and it turned to dust.
I didn't get these from a bush, sir.
You should probably tell them about Rascatoon.
Alright, this is getting way too silly.
It's a very silly sketch, isn't it? Don't just leave.
So,
Alright.
as far as Rascatoon went, sir, there was some details I felt were prudent to leave out of the official report. Namely, sir, that the reasoning behind the missing person, there were some extenuating circumstances that had to do with let's say, native magic. More specifically, that they could turn into animals.
Werewolf.
The mayor arrested.
You're not there.
The mayor arrested. Grimes is just wherever Grimes is. He's like, werewolves. Coyotes. What are you doing?
And the mayor
I'm
was
just
doing
listening.
experiments on said natives to ascertain the...
He was trying to turn his assistant into... Coyote?
He's pretty big for a coyote.
No, he's a big man to start with.
That's fair. Like I said, sir, some details need to be left out of the official report. But we've certainly come across our amount of weird in this case.
Nah, I've seen some weirdness. You doing alright, Corporal?
This is kind of what I was expecting.
Yeah.
If you would like to send word to the sheriff in Raskatoon, he can back up our entire story about what happened in Raskatoon. If you would like to send word to the doctor in Raskatoon, or was it the gunsmith who helped search the mayor's house?
Yes.
The gunsmith could also verify that there is some very weird goings on there, sir.
Nah, I can believe in somebody believing in this stuff and being crazy enough to experiment on people. I've seen plenty of sickos in my day. Put plenty of them
My
down,
kind of
too.
man.
Can't say I've ever heard of any coyotes or ghouls stomping around. Let me put it this way:
exactly.
if you're in your right mind right now, Corporal, I trust you. I'm not here to say that what you're saying isn't true. I'd be a fool to say just because I ain't seen it, it ain't there. What matters to me is that bodies stop getting dug up and messed up. And if you solve that problem, whatever you think it is, without causing too much damage or hurting anybody, then job's done.
Without hurting anybody, we can probably do.
It's a bit of a underground situation. They have some tunnels underneath the graveyard, and we are not well equipped to make arrests, you might say. we can't go into the premises. Our plan is to flush them out. They seem to have a aversion to daylight and maybe light in general. We're planning on using some lantern oil and pump that underground. So probably not a lot of collateral damage. It's not exactly dynamite, but there will be maybe a little bit of fire.
Well, I suppose it's not dynamite at the very least. Whatever's down in this hole clawing faces and tearing up corpses, can't imagine if it's got an aversion to sunlight it'll like fire too much. I don't know much about the structural soundness of... I'd hate to see a bunch of graves get damaged and people see their loved ones, remains desecrated any further. But if what your plan is here stops whatever's going on and keeps it to a minimum on any more bodies being tore up or burned up, then I'll trust your judgment on it.
Alright. Well, we'll make it happen. Cat.
Take care of yourself now. Both of you.
I think I need to get patched up a little bit.
Oh yeah, you actually took a wound, didn't you?
I didn't take a wound, but I got
you soaked it, yeah.
He's got shook. Shook and poisoned.
Yeah, shook and a little poison. Does fatigue wear off?
It will after you rest.
Well,
Well, we can't really ask for more than that. We'll source our materials, take a nap for the day probably, and then head back in the afternoon.
I suppose that went better than I thought it would. At least we didn't tell him about the literal devil. I don't think he would have believed that one.
Well, yeah. Or it would have been much more believable depending on, he might have thought it was more metaphorical than literal, but it was definitely the for real devil.
Allegedly.
It was certainly, allegedly, the four-wheel.
All right, I think that's all we need with the captain.
Okay. Cutting to the other guys. Where are you guys heading? What you doing? How are you sourcing 50 gallons of lantern oil?
Anybody know a guy?
I don't know. Do I know somebody from church?
or like
This, I mean, not from this church probably,
okay,
because you've gone to it once.
Is there like a
You can roll me percentile die if it's a 100. You met a lantern oil salesman at church. Go for it.
Oh, there could be a marketplace too in town.
yeah?
We'd probably have to get one from like that much. We'd probably have to get off on like a train. Yeah, shipment or something.
Well, we could go talk to a seller and they can tell us where they can
Yeah,
ship it,
they-
and then we can free buy.
Yeah, we could do that.
That's the best way to do that. So we'll go find a merchant or seller person.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the market.
You going to a general goods store?
Yeah,
Is that the plan?
yeah,
No,
we're
lantern oil stuff.
yeah, lantern
You know,
oil.
that only guy. Oh!
Lantern Oil or us?
Oily Pete's place.
He's got olive oil.
It's right next door to Spindly Norman's.
Lantern
Of course it
oil,
is.
massage oil.
Probably. As far as general goods store, you know, of course, of Sykes Trading and Provisioning.
That's true.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
If that lady is favorably disposed towards us. Isn't that right next door to the ranger's office?
That it is.
Well, let's go.
We shouldn't have left these Marcos to do anything.
Mom and Dad are
We
going to
didn't
go
have
talk
to-
to the boss, and you kids go buy us some land. Even though Jeffers is... somehow every person in this party is like the grouchy old person in the party and also the idiot child in the party. Literally every single one of you at different points has been both ends of that spectrum.
Cool. Let's go there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go in there.
we'll go to that store. Yeah, we'll
Alright.
talk to the lady that likes us.
You head on into Sykes Trading and Provisioning, and where and which you see Tilda Sykes behind the desk.
Miss Sykes. All
Hello,
this-
B. What can I do for you?
Well, as a fellow merchant myself, wondering where if you got some sort of wholesaler you get any lantern oil from.
Lantern oil? I mean, I sell lantern oil. How, you need a cork too, or what you thinking?
I need quite a bit of lantern oil.
About how much we talking?
50 gallons.
About 50.
50 gallons? You fueling the lanterns in the city for a week? What in the hell you need 50 gallons for?
Well, it's sheriff's business, you know. Just about keeping them down, say.
You
Also
just,
the good Lord's business.
In a manner of speaking.
Keeping the devil out.
well, you just go ahead and roll me a persuasion there, fella.
You're doing that a lot, or you ask for checks in character.
I'm the persuasion.
What's more immersion breaking? Me breaking character to tell you to make a roll, or me staying in character but asking for something that's out of
I
character?
don't know. You just did that in the last Star Wars recording as well.
Yeah.
2.
Oh no.
It's been a Benny.
I could say, yeah. I'll
Yeah,
spend
do
it.
it.
You have 3 bennies.
Yeah.
It's brand
Hooray.
It's a beautiful struggle. It's a brand new.
Hooray!
And you won't possibly need those to soak damage either.
2.
It's the exact
same.
It's the exact same
Well, I mean, I can certainly sell you as much as I've got, but that will hardly make a dent in 50 gallons. As far as wholesale lantern oil on that level, I talk with the city, I suppose. They buy a good bit for around here. Other than that, I don't think I know some. I mean, I don't think I know anybody to be using that amount. Buying in that quantity, the city I'm sure does, or I mean, some of
Oily
the-
Pete.
Oily Pete. Poor man standing on his luck. He said, "We, of course, Confluent City sits between two railways intersecting. There's plenty of coming and going of lots of I would ask the city, or I'd ask one of the people running the train companies if they got a big shipment coming, I guess."
Well, appreciate it. I'm sure we go check that out.
Yep.
What about a hand pump?
Huh?
Hand pump.
Oh yeah, we need a hand pump. You got a hand pump?
I assume this is in relation to 50 gallons of lantern oil.
You'd be right, miss.
Yes, it is.
I can't possibly see a connection.
Well, look, I'm a little nervous as what exactly going to be doing with a hand pump, 50 gallons of lantern oil in the Lord's name. However, you're the folks that done rode into town with the head of that bastard Lawless in a bag, so I'll sell you one for $5.
There you go. I'll
Well,
like that.
thank you.
But okay, I'll pay the lady for.
You're not there, you don't get to pay.
For the hand pump.
Yeah, you
Wow.
get out of here, you weirdo.
Professor pays the
professor's
$5,
offering
gives
to
you
pay.
a nice hand pump.
It sounds like he was missing.
All right.
I'll take it.
No, not the widow's will.
I'm glad
With the
I
way you
am very
phrased
good.
like,
A nice hand
pay her
pump.
$5, give you a nice hand pump.
I am
Something
very
like that
glad that the
sentence, I was like,
microphone
you know
cut
what?
out
That
just
took a
then.
turn.
Let's go.
But it
talk-
cost a $5. But I had a tenner.
Let's go talk to the city. Hey.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm sure we can find use for that hand pump in the future.
You never know when you need a hand pump.
Every now and then. The times are hard.
And women are low.
Hands ain't got no gender pillar. Lord, I believe that is Corinthians 1:23.
And
Which
lows.
Corinthians?
Furniture
Anyhow, yeah, so
Anyway,
how exactly
so
you going
we
about
go
talking
to-
to the city? You're knocking on the governor's door? You going to, it's probably like a state building.
Well, I think we're gonna need some sheriff's muscle for this one.
Yeah, let's go bug these two.
Okay.
Walk next door.
You walk next door, and your interaction was a little quicker than theirs, but you see walking down the stairs from the office the other two people of your posse.
I'm also saying this. I'm hanging out outside the ranger station.
Maybe
no,
Grimes
no.
should probably hang
Grimes,
out
you
outside
coming
as
in?
well.
No?
Yeah.
Grimes and the old man sit outside.
Again, if we walk in with Grimes, there is a strong risk that somebody just walks up and like, "Oh, you brought him in, eh?" And they just put cups on and give us $800. Like,
Well, I'm trying to remember who
we're
I
just like,
told.
no,
Who I told about
You
that.
at least told me.
It's certainly not a worst case scenario.
I told Grimes that Grimes is a loopy.
Yeah, but Grimes also handed the corporal that wanted poster whenever he asked if it would be alright if Grimes went in to like be sworn in as an actual deputy. I believe you just handed him your wanted poster at that point. If I remember correctly.
You summing all that up was really funny. I saw that recently where it's just like, it's like, well, all right, let me sum up here.
This is what happened here.
My name belongs to the Lord. No, thank you. Just this state? Or
Hands one and
one.
It wasn't no thank you, it was pass.
Which of you would have an issue with the state knowing your name and location? Pass. My name belongs to the Lord. Just this state?
Wanted poster. Scoundrels.
Hurting cats,
So,
I swear.
Jeffers is waiting for you guys at the bottom of the stairs.
Yep.
The other two are waiting outside.
Any look there, Jeffers?
Well, Mr. Corporal, I think we're gonna need a little more government muscle.
That'll be you.
That's true.
It was recommended that we go talk to the city, as they do the most purchasing of lantern.
Makes sense. I just turn to the front desk secretary. I say, who would be in charge of making sure the lanterns all stay topped up?
Well, there's a state-run place around here. It's got all the supplies for lots of different things keeping the city running. I can give you an address.
I appreciate it.
Write some address.
Fuck you address.
1, 2, 3. Fuck you, Boulevard.
Can you just fill out an arrest warrant for 50 gallons of...
I'm here to repossess 50 gallons of lantern oil. Excuse me?
I've got an active arrest warrant for 50 of your gallons of lantern oil. I'm sorry? Yep, this is the man I'm looking for. We just pick up a barrel. They had a warrant. I mean...
We have a bounty for 50 gallons of lantern oil. The reward is $5. Here you go.
There you go.
50
There
gallons
it
of
is.
lantern oil, I'm calling you.
Draw the barrel.
Levels half the city. At least half the street.
At least that warehouse.
Make your move, Barrel!
No, he's got a steely eye. He ain't twitching.
Lantern oil tackles it into like a
Hits it with bolos.
Good times.
we get XP just because the lantern oil drowned in the water.
All right.
Likely Patrick Gambling Little stomped it to death.
That's true. We'll head to
One time.
Or they were unfortunate enough to be on the back of Matthias's horse and he went headlong into a pair of trees. Anyway.
we'll head to the given address, I guess.
Okay. And there it's like a city municipal building. Seems like kind of half warehouse, half like work site for like repairs of stuff around town and distributing all sorts of different things that keep a city running.
There you go. I'll head into the office.
There's kind of a foreman up front who's like, "Can I help you, folk?"
Well, sir, I'm with the Rangers here. And he turns and runs.
It's a barrel, isn't it?
I knew they'd come for him.
Look, he's a good man at heart. Make it painless. Make it painless.
It's just a barrel like up on the hangings.
The gallows.
You kick the switch and the thing comes Sorry.
Okay, Ranger. What exactly does that have to do with this here?
Well, I'm looking to try to source a bulk order of lantern oil.
All right, Ranger. Well, we're not exactly a lantern oil shop, but
Well, I just need to know where you order, say, a big shipment of lantern oil. I can't really run around every general store in town and buy, a gallon here or there. Well, I guess we could try to do that, but we might get like 5 gallons,
well, I mean, our deliveries come through RMRC, of course. We're due for one in a couple days. I think our stock's well enough that could probably have them divert a little bit for your purchase instead through the Rangers. We could try and sort something out.
Okay. How much do you get in a shipment usually?
Well, for us, it's about 100 gallon per shipment. Lasts us a couple weeks for all lanterns, keeping them running through the city.
Okay.
We got enough surplus stock, and they deliver it in a large enough quantity. You could probably give up some of that.
Okay.
You'd certainly have to purchase it or get some sort of requisition through the city to take it. But
Well, we can purchase it outright. Market value, of course.
I reckon that's what they'll sell it to you for.
Would it be possible to pay out of the surplus and then you get your delivery and you just keep the whole delivery? Maybe take some of the surplus that you have.
I guess that depends on just how much surplus you're needing. We have to make sure we got enough to last the next couple days in case anything goes awry.
Well, the number we were playing around with was 50 gallons. But if you can't do all of that, we can probably just take what you can give.
How about you persuade me about that? Then,
Well, let's find out.
I'm gonna need you to pull out some small, strange cubes, roll them on this here counter, and then we'll call.
Luckily for me, I have a D8 in persuasion. So
Alright.
Oh, big
This
words.
is
Big
big
Crit
words.
fails happen to the best of us.
Rolls a 1.
not this time.
Not this time.
Oh, it's
That's cocked.
cacked.
That's also cocked.
No. Okay. Still 8.
Oh, the same 8.
The same 8.
Yeah, I think we can make that work. We got enough stock. The delivery coming. That should be just fine. You need 50 gallon?
That's what we're looking at.
Alright. I reckon I'll have some of the boys head back, pull them around the side here. Hope we got something to haul it with.
Do we have something to haul with?
Where's your donkey?
Yeah, we're just. We're saying.
Put it on sale. We could. You think the Rangers will let us borrow a wagon?
I'd reckon. Seeing as how I have a badge and everything.
You go and grab that. They're just down the street from here anyhow. We'll have it out front for you when you return.
Sounds good.
How much we own for the 50 gallons?
Whatever market value is.
That would be
$5. I believe.
I believe that's $5.
I got that one.
The same price as the hand pump.
Remarkable.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the distance on this hand pump? Like, does it have like a hose? I assume it has like a hose or something on it.
Sure it does.
All right.
It's got a 10-foot hose.
Perfect.
For hose length.
Roll for hose length.
That's a pretty good hose leg. Yeah.
It's 10.
17 lengths.
Rolls a 1. It's only 1 foot.
It's 10 feet, but you could attach an extender to it if you'd like. Purchase one, of course.
Alright, we'll purchase an extender.
I mean, the 10-foot one might be enough.
Yeah. You think 10 feet's gonna get it far
I think
enough?
it was about 15 foot to 20 foot into the hole when it starts to widen out.
I mean, the whole thing kind of sloped downwards anyway, right?
It's true.
I mean, we could buy a longer hose. I'm just worried that they're gonna we'll throw the long hose down there, start pumping, and a ghoul will stick the hose back up the top and throw a match after it or something.
You'd be smart if they throw a match
Shut
on us.
What the hell is wrong with you?
That's why we're going with the short hose.
Same team, be damned. He gave me good ideas.
Damn it. Okay.
You gotta be careful what you say.
It's true.
At the D&D table. That's how we ended up fighting a were-rat that one time. Very nearly killed us.
It's true. All right. Well, I guess we got the oil. We got the cart.
You go back and you can get a cart.
Yeah. I assume that I'm like I need to borrow.
Who
a
all
cart.
goes in to get the cart?
Probably just myself.
Just you?
I need. Yeah.
Yeah,
Go in to ask for it.
I'll probably just stick around and wait for the
Okay.
oil ship.
Interesting little thing happens.
Oh.
So all you guys are maybe waiting for the oil shipment. You go in to kind of collect, go in and you go up to like kind of a front desk area and
Oh, no.
ask them for
No.
access to a cart. And they happily give you, they tell you one that's like tied up around back, and you leave it coming around. And as you're leaving, a gentleman approaches.
All right.
A guy who's looks like he's in nice clothes, like nice traveling clothes. A little too nice for traveling, but looks like he's been traveling in them. He's clearly got a nice pair of gator skin slippers on. Gator skin boots. It's not quite that.
It's a weird fella.
A very nice set of gator skin or snake skin, some sort of scaly boots on. You can see that he is holding his hat in his hand, which reveals a fairly old man, like maybe professor's age, slightly younger, balding with like white hair kind of combed over to cover the balding spot. And he's got a clean shaved face.
Armed or?
He does, yeah. He's got a 6-shooter on his hip, and looking at it, looks like a pretty ornate 6-shooter on his hip. Kind of matches with the fanciness of his clothes. And he kind of said, "I could just moment of your time, Ranger, real quick.
Sure. What can I help you with?
You, Corporal Mohan.
That's me.
I have reason to believe you've been moving around with somebody I'm hot on the trail of.
Oh, who would that be?
Allow me to introduce myself."
Who would that be?
Whose backstory is this?
He reaches out. Charles Teller.
Mr. Teller?
I'm a lawman by choice and trade. Come up from the south, hot on the trail of a particularly wicked individual. Young lady, in fact. Eye patch. Burned a church down, killed her own kin. Believes her first name is Edmunda.
That's no name for a lady.
Somewhere down the street, I'm like, what do I feel slightly angry?
Now this lady, she's worth a good dollar amount, and asking about and hot on her trail. I just came up from down south in Raskatoon. From what I hear, you've been seen moving around with a young lady who wears an eye patch, and that's not exactly a trendy look. You got anything you can tell me there, Corporal?
Well, sir, she did help me out in Raskatoon. Needed a bit of her expertise, as it were. Tracking and that sort of thing, finding a missing person. She happened to be in town and was willing to help.
Of course.
But I can't really say where she went after that. I didn't know she was a wanted lady.
Of course.
some lady who's a good tracker. Can I roll insight?
You can roll something.
Oh,
what are you trying to figure out?
I want to know how, like, I'm trying to determine if he realizes that she came up to Confluence City with me, or if he just knew that I was in Confluence City and was tracking me down. So I guess I'll ask, whereabouts did you lose track for? Maybe I can help point you in a direction.
Go ahead and roll me deception.
Okay.
Deception.
It's a skill, right? Or
It isn't. There's persuasion. There is.
There's no lying skill?
There's no
I guess
lying.
they just use persuasion to lie.
Well, that sounds
sense.
fine to me.
I mean, you are trying to persuade him.
That's your telling the truth.
It's not true. 4.
Okay. Well, let's just say I'm following a tip that she was headed this direction.
It was the devil, wasn't it? He sold me out there.
Devil himself. Well, sir, she did come this far with me to get her pay.
She leave you with any parting words that might be helpful in tracking someone like this down?
Well, she said something about, well, I guess I didn't take it much at the time, but she was headed west as fast as she could.
Go ahead.
Yes.
The temptation right now to just be
A
like,
fiver.
and then I bust in the door and be like, hey, youngin', what's the holdup?
Ed and I are getting caught out. He's gonna kind of eye you up and down and be like, well, she certainly has a reason to be running.
Well, if I ever run into her again, you might have some competition for that bounty.
Might just. Now, I'm gonna be around town for a couple days, probably, just to see if I can find any other things might give me a sharper direction, but west. You find anything out, feel free to look me up. And understand this, alright now. Down south, they call me the Hammer out Alabama.
Oh, God.
And
I've suddenly lost all respect for this guy.
And I ain't never worked construction a day in my life, boy. Know that I will find her. And
Now this is
anybody who gets in my way, I'm gonna be just as guilty as she is.
This is a different kind of temptation to just bust him and just lay him out while he's talking for that man.
Good day
Oh,
to you
God.
now.
Good day to you too, sir. Dang it!
Do we
How
see
many-
him coming?
If
the
I
rest of
just
us
turned
see
in
him
my
coming
own
out?
posse, I could retire.
Do you need the water closer?
Hey, joke's on you, youngin'.
didn't
I don't
you didn't
have a
give it away.
bounty. We know of.
I mean, maybe if you're picking through this guy's pockets later on, you might find something like that. You know what?
Listen,
No.
You only have two members that you can turn
I
in.
asked whether it would just be this state that would know my name and what I was.
I swear I'm gonna turn both of you in and just retire.
Hey,
And that's not even counting Jeffers' bounty.
What?
do I get a cut of that?
Oh man, God.
I don't know. You have to turn in the whole lobby.
I don't think I have a bounty.
Man, if James Mohan did a heel turn, y'all would be fucked. That's all I'm saying.
And then it turns into a prison break story.
Yeah.
And your new character, somebody we meet in prison.
Yeah, no kidding. Why you gotta put this kind of stress on me? I'm not even a ranger.
What? Ooh. Oh, that's fine. I was terrified that'd be your wife.
That's also what I was worried about.
Yeah. For your mom.
As soon as he mentioned crocodile boots, though, I was like, oh.
This boy from the south.
Oh
from
no.
the south.
That name just made me hate everything about him.
What, the Hammer, Alabama?
All right. Well, if anybody asks, I just found out that you had a wanted poster and that I was planning on betraying you and turning you in for the bounty. That's my cover story. So if
Why would I tell anybody?
right,
Why would you tell anybody that?
Because I'm just saying, when he inevitably is questioning around, he goes, "No, he was just here with that young lady just this morning," and he goes, "Why didn't you tell me?" I go, "Well, I just found out she was worth a lot of money, so why would I tell you anything?"
Unfortunately, I was in this building.
Literally
Just
like an hour ago.
Yeah.
Not only is he hot on the trail, you can see your boot prints.
The Hammer always gets his man. Or in this case, his young lady.
Man, we're gonna have to jump this guy and feed him to the ghouls. Damn it.
I don't know what happened. They killed this lawman from Alabama. How do you know he's from Alabama? He just looked a tiny.
Did you see the boots? Well, of course I know he's the Hammer, Alabama.
He would make really good bait. We could kill him now.
Ed has no idea anything is
Yes,
wrong.
I
I'm
know.
just waiting for.
Why'd you have to jump all this stress on me for?
Why did you play the Rangers?
Yeah.
Alright.
Because you're the
It's-
good guy.
It's all right, Matty G. I play the skeptic, and I have to deal with all this shit on a regular basis.
That's true. Jerry's struggles in this campaign are quite different from everybody else's.
I'll get my cart.
So, riding around from the building, you are in the cart.
Alright.
And you guys see him pull up in the cart.
Hey, Ed.
Why are you looking at me like that?
There was a gentleman with some alligator skin boots that was looking for you. Said you might have a bounty on your head down south. Right. So our main
look.
problem here.
I did some of it, but not like they said I did it. I did burn down the church, and I did kill my brother.
Uh-huh.
Well, I killed my brother by burning down the church, but that's... I didn't kill my father, though.
Uh-huh.
My brother killed my father.
Uh-huh.
Look, the reason I came out west is that my brother was turned into a werewolf.
Yeah.
Killed my father,
Uh-huh.
and I had to kill him.
Mm.
But of course, nobody believed me that my brother turned into a werewolf.
Mm-hmm.
So I went on the run as a monster hunter, and that's how I ended up in Rascatoon.
Uh-huh. Well, our main issue is that you were in that building about an hour ago. If anybody asks, I just found out, and I'm planning on turning you in for the bounty. I'm not, because I don't really give two hoots. But in case anybody asks, that's the story. And if you need a little smoke screen to hop on a horse and ride out of town, I'd recommend heading west and then curving in a different direction. Because I told him you were headed out west as fast as you could. And so if we wanted to like lay a false trail or something, you know, I found out, but you got away from me, headed out west, and then we, you know, put you in a different color eye patch or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that'll work.
Dye your hair.
Then we'll figure it out. But I just wanted to make sure you were abreast of the situation.
Well, I appreciate it.
Although, if I can turn you and Grimes in and retire,
Don't even
that might
think
also
about
be.
Grimes doesn't shoot you, I will. Not that I'm 100% sure you'd stay dead.
I'm very good at shooting people, Grimes says.
Not squirrels.
We just hear it from another room yelled. I'm very good at shooting people.
Even concussed. You don't
All
need to
right,
see
man. I'm just trying to give you some lantern oil. You listen to me, boy. Practice gun wherever we are.
Best is good right now, right here.
What do I do? What do I do about a lawman who's been on my trail?
Switch your eye patch to the other side. Don't open up.
Then how am I supposed to see Grimes? I'm not wearing it for fun.
Just put your left boot on your right foot and your right foot on your left boot, and you'll be fine.
I'm pretty sure I saw some building paint. We could just paint your clothes.
Well, that's...
You are the least helpful lot I've ever
Is there
encountered.
simultaneously a methane leak here and there?
We could just put Ed in some man clothes and give
Sure, he
her
wears
a...
I'm already wearing man clothes.
God damn it, Ed. There you are.
Well, now you gotta put Ed in women's clothes.
Let's go cut your
Yeah,
hair.
bitch.
Let's go give you a man's haircut or something.
Also, Ed, you're on the run, but you still use your own name. Well, I guess I can't complain. Grimes is also using his regular name.
I didn't really know they'd send anybody after me. I figured it'd be a Louisiana problem. Not a
Louisiana
Mexico and Colorado problem.
This is like happening while we're on the cart.
Yeah. These workers have helped load it up, and you guys are on your way over to the cemetery having this conversation in the cart.
Unfortunately, I'm a difficult person to disguise easily.
So we're gonna go cut your hair or what? What do you want to do?
Yes, we can cut my hair. Haircuts are cheap.
Can't believe you're using your given name. Everyone knows if you're running away from something, use somebody else's name and identity.
I gotta tell you, that is not the name for a lady. Now on you go to Santa Claus.
But that's not my name.
We're gonna call
I'd
you
like to
Edward now.
I love how Matty G said, you know, right as the sheriff or Gunnigan says, "Oh, well, you don't use your real name when you're on the run." I would like to take the opportunity to point at Grimes and just be like, "Right there."
Yep, exactly.
I never said I was
Teach
hiding.
them about how to be criminals.
Because I ain't a criminal.
Arson.
That'd be something the criminal would say.
I'd count it as self-defense, but you can count me on the arson charge.
See? Oh, there you go. I mean, you're no Grimes deep fingers, but
Hey. Little scoundrel.
Look, it just means that I should probably wait outside with Grimes the next time we go to the ranger's office.
You're gonna run out of thought and go to the ranger's office with it for too long.
I'm gonna be like, so I need money from my posse. Oh yeah, what's your? How many? Same folks as last time? No, totally different.
Totally different. Same number, but different people all together.
It's just all of you in Groucho glasses.
But yours has an eye with like that's been covered in with Sharpie.
I like to. I mean,
it's a horrific
you can
wound,
still
okay?
go
It's
into
better.
the sheriff's office with Jeffords and Professor. Like, Professor is very apprehensive after last time.
Yeah, until I find out that you and Jeffers have wanted posters.
Okay, that is hearsay. All right?
Yep, as I suspected. Everyone's like, I'll take the hindrance of a bounty. No, what'll happen? I could really use those extra points.
Joke's on you. I don't know what a hindrance is.
You bunch of bastards. Alright.
Look, I'd buy a glass eye, but they're expensive, and it wouldn't do anything about the scars. So it wouldn't help, is my point.
You have scars?
Yeah, they're mostly covered by the eye patch.
And
Yeah.
once again, eye patch. Not as much of a problem as using your given name that I'm telling everyone and saying, "Hey Ed, hand me the wrench."
I'd like to once again point at Grimes.
Don't get me started. I'm already
I
started.
would recommend you at least using just your last name.
What is your last name?
Parnell?
Nah. I guess that'll be fine. Alright, well,
His name from now, or her name turned to his name will now be Edward Hanrail.
You couldn't possibly be the person I'm looking for.
alright.
This is clearly a young boy in an eye patch, not a man, not a woman.
Well, I guess we're headed for the gallows. The cemetery.
What was that, Rich?
Next week.
What'd you mutter under your breath? I guess Grimes is taking me to get a haircut.
Yeah, let's go get you a stylish haircut. All the ladies.
Are we
will
sure we
love
should
you.
be? Are we sure we should be sending the concussed person with the to help with the?
Listen,
Send the two water criminals out on their own. What could go wrong?
As far as I'm concerned, some other ranger will grab it. It'll be somebody else's problem.
I will pay 25 cents for a haircut.
Okay.
Because I pay for it, I presume in advance. We'll see what happens.
When we're at the barber shop, I'm gonna be very specific about the haircut I want Ed to have.
Okay, you go to the same barbers that you went to get your beard trimmed up and whatnot
Yeah.
for your romantic evening
I love that
with
man.
the hammer.
the mistress. The other hand,
The other hand.
hammer confluence.
Those two would have been a fine couple. if we
The
had
hammer of
shot one of
Alabama
them
and the hammer of abattoir.
they'd have been a fine couple if we hadn't shot one of them and been getting ready to shoot the other.
They bo-
Self-defense, both times, I swear.
They both had a-
Swear.
would've been a fine
So you go to
couple.
that
They
same
both had a
barbershop.
anchorage
What
of-
exactly? What haircut you trying to get for old Edward Panrail?
I'm gonna give him
Oh, no.
like a nice kind of like fade from the bottom to the top and just nice chunk of hair, just like thick, swoosh. You know, just
Are we talking like Justin Bieber, but with the sides and back trimmed? They're not gonna really like. They're using scissors and straight razors.
Oh, okay.
They're not gonna be like switching guards and doing a killer fade and cutting and stripping the eyebrow. It's gonna be.
No, the scars did that.
That's correct. There.
I guess
no,
the
yeah,
haircut
yeah.
that Ed has now would be pretty good.
Just buzz cut.
Yeah.
Was it?
Buzz
Okay. They cut you down to short nubs.
It probably won't be enough. Still probably just recognize me, but
We could give a pencil and a mustache.
I'm wearing a
Round show glasses, I swear.
Still be just wearing.
I mean, it kind of help. Then you're just somebody who's got a scar on their forehead.
Oh yeah, we could
Or
put
whatever.
something different on your face.
Would I mean, they'd have to be those like Old West little round sunglasses. Would those do a good enough job of covering my horrible eye? Probably not.
I mean, you could probably try and get a custom pair big enough to cover a good amount of it, but
Them just regular glasses, though.
you will still, like, your scars will still be very visible.
We could get you regular glasses and then just.
Squinky, squinky, squinky.
I think I'll just stick with the eye patch for now.
Okay.
Unless we can come up with a better solution, I guess.
Alright.
Bam. We're gonna have to shoot this guy. I'm gonna have to commit an actual crime to escape from the.
Previous crime. I tell you, crime's a vicious cycle. You just have to change your name and profession and move someplace else.
I mean, I'm willing to shoot him. I volunteer shooting him.
Alright. So, with the new haircut, at this point, it's getting towards like the afternoon of this day. What you guys doing? You got a cart full of lantern oil and a fresh cut?
I guess we're trying to flood them out.
Do you want to do it during the day?
Yes.
Or- okay.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
absolutely.
For trying to get over there quickly before nightfall.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And I think with that, so we're going to pause this session, this episode of Devils of the West,
So that
with
Eric's
a new criminal, new found that this person is a criminal in the party. New plan on how to deal with these pesky ghouls, and the Hammer of Alabama hot on your trail.
God, I hate that name.
We will see you all in the next episode. Thanks for watching, everybody.